I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. Thank you so much for talking to us today.
No worries at all. No worries.
Just had a great conversation with your TV wife.
Yeah, I saw. I was watching.
Oh, okay. So, Lamon, tell us, how are you feeling today? We have a little bit more time because we're not that much rushed, so we can talk a bit longer. How are you feeling today?
I'm good. I was in the Bay Area, and I just got back yesterday, so I wasn't really sleeping that well out there, but I got back last night, and I got some good sleep, so I'm relaxed and back to the norm, so I'm good.
Speaking of the Bay, you grew up in the Bay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk to us a little bit about growing up in the Bay Area. You were into sports as a kid. You played football, basketball. Is that right?
No, I played baseball and I played football as well, all the way up until about my sophomore, junior year.
Okay.
That's around the time where I was focused on other things. So sports kind of took the back end of that. But yeah, no, I've always been into sports. As I've gotten older, just got more into boxing.
Oh, okay. I love it. What career path were you on as a kid? What would you be doing now if you weren't an actor and a model? What career would you be in?
I would be working with animals.
Yeah.
I would say for about 10 years or so, I worked at a veterinary hospital as an emergency veterinary technician. So that was something that I've enjoyed. You hear my dog barking right now.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You're good. So yeah, I've always been a big animal lover. When I was in the 5th grade, I actually have the yearbook, and there's a little quote that every 5th grader had written. What do you want to be when you grow up? And in my quote, it said that I wanted to work with animals at the zoo.
Wow.
So, yeah, I kind of stuck with that for a little bit.
And then you were a carpenter as well. Is that right?
Yeah, I installed and refinished hardwood floors.
Wow. So
Bad on your back.
You're a man of all trades, huh?
A little bit.
Yeah. So then you moved to LA, what, 18 years ago? Is that about right?
Yeah. Yep.
And you were scouted for a modeling job. Is that how you got into modeling?
Yeah, I was at a job fair and I was scouted to become a model, and I started off doing like little runway shows here and there, and it just took off from there.
And you were also in a little tiny video with a certain someone who's not so tiny, the Queen Bee, the Cater to You video. What was that experience like? I mean, seriously?
Yeah, I always say that's my claim to fame, working with Beyonce. It was a really, really fun job. It was I think that was actually the first video that I did. So it was all new to me, and even then, Beyonce was a huge deal. So I was a little starstruck, and didn't really know my boundaries of what we could do, what we couldn't do. But it was fun. And she was really down to earth, beautiful woman, and very nice. And she's great to work with.
Yeah, Texas women, we can be down to earth. We know how to just let things flow. Are those the kids in the background? Hey,
yeah, that's my daughter. She always find me when I'm working. Woo, she's like a magnet. As soon as I get to doing something, she come around.
That's the best time to come around. So then you go on to Days of Our Lives. Actually, was your first time on camera, on acting. Is that correct?
Nah. There was Young and Restless, but there was something I did before Young. Oh wait, no, you're right.
Yeah.
God, yeah, no, it was Days of Our Lives. It's been so long. Yes, it was. I had a small role as a police officer on Days of Our Lives. Went on there and said a few lines, got in and got up out of there. But it was nerve-wracking. I remember I was so nervous. Ooh, I'm surprised I got my lines out, but I did it. Here we are.
And then Young and the Restless, and then you came back to Days. So
Yes.
What was it? Did you have to audition again to come back on the show?
Absolutely.
Okay. What was that process like the second time around?
I auditioned maybe three times, I believe, to be on the show. I had called back. Yes. I had callbacks, and I had a callback with Vanessa, who plays my mother on the show, and I also had a reading with Camila, who plays Gabby on the show.
Wow. And then here we are.
And here we are. Here we are, three years something later.
And we're celebrating your wedding, you and Lonnie's wedding. Elani, hashtag Elani, for those that want to look and see. But I mean, talk to us about, I just talked to Sal about this wedding. This wedding was, I mean, everybody's been talking about it. Why do you think this wedding is affecting so many people? And why do you think that it took so long for it to a black wedding, a black love wedding between a black male and a black woman to be shown on screen on the show?
Yeah. Well, to answer the first question, why it's affecting so many people, it's history, you know, so it should. Yeah. And it's Black history. It should. So yeah, I think it's, you know, anytime something happens where there's a first or some big event happens and something that's never been done on a show that's been around for so many years, it's always a big thing. And it's an even bigger thing for me because, you know, it's, like I said, it's Black history, and soap operas, daytime TV, they have a lot of Black viewers. Right. So it's a big thing, as it should be. To answer your second question, why it hasn't happened in 54 years, you know, I think it's no secret that, you know, daytime TV and soap operas, there aren't a lot of Black actors. You know, there's nowhere near the 50-50 ratio, not even the 40-60 ratio. Right. So with a lack of African Americans and a lack of African Americans being on the screen the same as their white counterparts, that leads to less story. If you have less story, then you have things like this. So, but we have turned a corner. Yeah. And we now have the first African American wedding on Days, and we are riding that coattail, and, you know, on to bigger and better things. So I'm thrilled that we got to have this done, to do this. I'm thrilled that we got to include some Black heritage in it. And, you know, I think it was a monumental moment. It seemed to be. I hope it was. And it was a great thing.
Speaking of heritage, and your TV wife is in the comments. She's saying she's proud of you.
She's there.
Yeah, she's it there. So speaking of heritage, whose idea was it to bring in the jumping of the broom? I love it. It
was both of ours. It was Sal and my idea. We were talking. I think we were in between scenes or whatnot, and I don't know who it was. One of us brought it up, and Sal, when you get something in Sal's head, she's off to make it happen. I think we were talking about it, and I might have got caught up in doing something else. And I think she came back. She was like, "Okay, so I talked to Albert, and he's gonna do this. And he's gonna figure it out." Blah blah blah. And I was like, "Really? Already? You made it happen?" So then they came. I think it was the next day. We were reading the script, and we were shocked to see that, you know, they had included it, and not only included it, but even added, you know, some lines to, like, really let the viewers. There's a lot of people that have no idea, you know, white people and other races that have no idea what it is, never heard of it. You know, I saw some of the comments, they were like, "Oh, I had never heard of that. Thank you for doing this," you know, and sharing, you know, some of, you know, African American heritage, because I had no idea. So it was good that Days included, you know, a brief statement about, you know, the origin of it.
Educational, wouldn't you say? Yeah. I think, because I feel like we've been learning the history and the culture of our white counterparts for so long. So I feel like this was a good educational moment, because I feel like we're all in an educational moment right now. Black people, white people, we're all learning, right? So much new information. So I thought that was dope how you guys, you know, educated the people that were unaware or not sure, not to their fault. They just probably hadn't heard of it before, to know about the jumping of the broom. So I thought that was dope. Where is this story going? Where is Elani? Where do you see the story going? Where would you like for it to go?
To the moon, to the moon.
Yeah.
You know, I don't even know. I have no idea where. I do know she's pregnant.
Yes.
So I think when we left, she was definitely showing. we did not get to complete any of the baby stuff, so she hasn't had the baby. So I don't know. I mean, I'm curious as well. You know, that's kind of always the way it is with soaps, as opposed to like a film where you actually get the full script, so you know what's happening from beginning to end. But in this case, working with soaps, we kind of find out what's going to happen as we receive episodes. We're shooting, and we had shot episodes all the way up until maybe the end of October.
Okay.
So there is still a lot of Alani and a lot more new episodes to be seen. But as far as what's going to happen, you know what? I can't say. There's a big surprise that, you know.
Spill the tea, Lamon.
Huh?
Spill the tea now.
Yeah, no, I can't spill too much. I got to keep a job.
Yeah, keep your job. Keep your job.
But there is a surprise coming for Alani fans. I feel like we've always got some, you know, Alani fans always got some surprises coming, which is always good. So we'll see.
I love that. I can't wait to see it. So All American. We saw you in the season finale of All American. Can we expect to see you coming up in the next season?
I hope so. We will see.
Okay.
You know, that when I did shoot that was a guest appearance on the show, and the cast and crew were absolutely amazing. Let me tell you, it was I got on set air. Most people was black. I was like, dang, this is like a cookout. Yeah, I was like, oh my goodness.
Right.
It was a shock for sure. But you know, I had really fun shooting that episode. Again, like I said, everyone was mad cool. It was a one-off, so we'll see if the writers include me in next season. What they have in store, I have no idea, but hopefully it includes me. So we shall see.
Yes. Do you consider yourself a sex symbol, Lamon?
No, I don't. You should have saw me when I woke up this morning. Woo, wasn't pretty. I actually should make sure, see how I look now. Make sure I ain't got nothing in my teeth or in my nose, because we know Sal will bring it up to everyone.
As she should. She should look out.
She got a good, funny way of looking out. Yeah, no. What was your? Do I consider myself a sex symbol?
Yeah.
No, I don't. I mean,
somebody said, let me tell you what the comments just said. Hell yeah, why is he lying? So, are you lying, or Sal is laughing? So, Sal, does he consider himself? Tell us in the comments. Does he consider himself a sex symbol?
Don't ask Sal. Don't ask Sal. But no, I mean, I don't think so. I definitely, you know, don't like to carry that on my shoulders. But if fans or anyone wants to give it to me, I'll take it.
Right. Why not take it?
Why not?
Why not? And then on a serious tip, so you were out at the recent protest recently, in, you know, utilizing your platform and your voice to speak about and be on the front lines for change. Why was it important for you to attend the protest?
There is a calling right now, not only for myself, but for everyone, not only for Black people, but for everyone that stands against injustice,
right,
stands for racial equality, to, you know, get out there and make a change in any way that they possibly can. And me being a man of color, an African-American man, is definitely my responsibility to get out there and be a part of this and do anything I can to make a change, and to continue to, not just, you know, for the moment while it's a hot topic. Right. You know, so it's a duty, and it's something that I take pride in, and it's something that I am hoping immediately. I think the term sooner than later is too damn late. Right. But immediately we can see some change.
Now that we have the world's attention, do you feel that this is different from times before when we've had uprisings? Do you feel like this time our voices will be heard?
Yeah. Yes and no. This definitely feels different. It looks different. I have noticed a lot more other nationalities and that are coming out on the forefronts and the front lines, which is something we need,
right.
which is something that is great. But the thing is, there have been some steps that have been taken that, you know, are much needed, like Rihanna's law.
Yes.
But as a whole, I don't think, I don't know yet. There, you know, it's yet to be seen if there has been a real change.
Right.
I've said it before. We saw what happened to Rodney King.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all of the police officers were arrested.
Right.
All of them walked out of that precinct.
Courtroom. Yeah.
You feel me? So there's still a lot of work that needs to be done, a ton of work that needs to be done. And as of right now, I don't think it would be safe to say that we have seen change.
Are you, as a parent of 3, are you having the difficult conversations with your children on what's going on, or are you waiting to talk to them about the climate of where we are in our country?
No, I've definitely had those conversations. I've had those conversations before all this, you know, has taken place. It's something that Black parents need to have with their kids, about just, you know, being pulled over by the cops, or, you know, any time there is any type of interaction with the police in this day and age. You know, being an African American, there are, and it's sad to say, but there are certain rules that, you know, we kind of have to abide by, and things that we can't do freely that our counterparts may be able to do. So yeah, I've definitely had a talk with my kids, even though, you know, they're not out there by themselves, but even when they're with me, there is a certain way to act, you know, just to make sure that we all make it home safe.
Right. And do you think that these changes will affect Hollywood, or in particular daytime soap operas, in the way that the stories are told, in the way that the writer's room looks, or the staff looks behind the scenes and on camera? Do you think that this will be a trickle-down effect for Hollywood as well?
I'd hope so. Again, it's still early. You know, everyone isn't back to work yet. You know, it's hard to say. I think it's a great thing that Days of Our Lives put this much effort into the Alani wedding, and that happened again 8 months ago. That's before any of this took place.
Yeah.
You know, there was a big chunk of time where myself and Sal, we weren't seen on the TV on Days of Our Lives as much as we are now. So it seems to be on days, I can only speak for, you know, for what I'm seeing from firsthand, but it seems to be there is some change happening. And that's a great thing, and we just gotta hope that, you know, we keep pushing forward that way.
And do you know when you guys are gonna start back filming or shooting?
I don't. I do not. You know, this whole quarantine with everything kind of, or not quarantine, with the coronavirus, it seems like we're taking a step back.
I know.
So, you know, I have no idea. Hopefully, you know, everyone gets out there and wears a damn mask and protects themselves and protects others, and we can move past this, or if we don't move past it, we can learn a way to coexist and deal with it, you know, safely. But as far as work, I don't even know yet.
Yeah. And so what are you up to next? What are you working on? What are you working on during quarantine? Because I know you had 2 films that you were working on, that you had worked on. Are those going to be?
I have one completed film that I've written with a partner of mine. That's a drama that we're currently looking for either investors or production. And during this time that I've had off, I have written an outline with my writer as well for a comedy film that we're currently looking for a writer for. I just created a short film about a couple weeks ago that there's some finishing touches being put on that before we can actually before we can actually get started on that. So there's work. There isn't day-to-day work, you know, that keeps me busy 8 hours a day. There's something to do. I've been doing stuff around the house, but you know,
are you cleaning up
day-to-day, trying to find things to do, keep me busy here and there. So, you know, we're like I said, taking it day by day.
And how are you practicing self-care during all of this? How are you taking care of you?
I've been eating.
What?
That's how I've been taking care of me. I've been eating
What you
ice
be
cream.
eating? You be cooking?
Cold Stone. I had some Marie Callender's pumpkin pie last night. I had a birthday cake. My birthday was in April, but that ice cream cake, it lasted me for a whole month. I was just eating the ice cream. The cake went bad, but I just ate the ice cream on top. I've been eating, so I got the little quarantine belly right now. So maybe one day I'll get my mind right. I'll get into the gym. I'm in my garage right now. So wish me luck that I get back into it so I don't exit quarantine with this belly.
Sal just gave us tips on how to work out at home. So
oh, did she?
She did. Because Sal is not playing about that quarantine 15. She said, I don't think so.
Yeah, nah, she don't. Sal would be walking up and down the stairs doing lunges and stuff.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Lamon, for talking to us today. I greatly appreciate you too. We are rooting for you guys. We can't wait to continue to watch this love story play out. Thank you for showcasing this Black love that we so need on TV right now. So shout out to you and Sal. I love you both. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much. You have a good day.
Y'all too. Bye-bye.
Bye. How I get up out?
Oh, yeah. Where is the buzz? You said was mine.
Where is the buzz?